Hey, look, it's Creator versus MaxPax. A really, really good PvP. You'll enjoy this one. But before we get into it, reminder, like, comment, subscribe, do the things. I stream on Twitch as well every Monday and Saturday. Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, EPT North America. And every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern for EPT Korea, 3 p.m. Eastern for the Apprentice Cup. And also, I got a PTR tournament coming up. We're going to see how that one works out, assuming I can pull it together, but we're trying. And hey, I want to see what the balance changes do, but I also, more importantly, I want to see what happens in this series. So enough of me. Let's get into game one. In the bottom right, in the red, his name from Psistorm Gaming is MaxPax. And in the upper left, in the blue, taking down special 2-1 off a zany game 3, the resurgent man from South Korea for Team NV, Creator. And all but two get, well, I guess Cats and Patty Mac was not a PvP, but we've cast a lot of PvP today. And I was talking about how excited I was that we were going to be able to get MaxPax versus Trigger, because I thought that was going to be a very good matchup. Turned out to be rather one-sided, because I never underestimate MaxPax's PvP, but sometimes it surprises me as how good it is. We all know it's incredible, but there's incredible and then there's incredible, if you know what I mean. So for now, both players, they're going for the MaxPax build. Low ground expand. Creator actually doing a really good job. He's not trying to delay a Nexus. He's trying to delay the Cyber Core. So he's going to find a little bit of a lead there, which means his Stargate might be faster. It means his Warp Gate might be faster, depending on what he wants to go for. Again, smaller things, but when we're looking at PvP, where so many things are incredibly timing based, you want to get a Void Ray out before your opponent if you are proxying them, whatever. If you can extend that window, well, that's just going to be a wonderful thing for you. But for now, of course, Creator has learned from the years of MaxPax's tomfoolery, and he understands that he needs to get he needs to get a Zealot out ASAP, because Zealots are, well, what MaxPax was doing for a while is he would actually make sure to get the Zealot. He would get like a Zealot and maybe some other stuff, and then run it across the map. And then if his opponent did not get a unit out, they would start to lose structures, and it was really problematic. And MaxPax would just confound that lead and end the game really quickly. So players have learned that if you're playing against MaxPax and he's doing the MaxPax build, which he almost always does, you get a Zealot early, because otherwise you will have problems. And hello there, AJ Preto. Kenobi. That's a terrible Grievous voice, but I've tried. It is a grievous problem, shall we say. That's okay. 2 Stalkers and a Zealot are now going to run across the map from Creator. Maybe taking advantage of this quicker Cyber Core, because his Warp Gate is going to be much faster, but he's not really setting up for anything right now. Although he is adding well, I guess actually that's the second gateway. So the Stalkers are going to run on forward. They're going to say, hey, you're building an Oracle. That's not really a strong defensive unit. So immediately they punch beyond it, try to knock down the shield batteries. Now, not enough of them are underway. So these 2 Stalkers should knock the pylon down before the shield battery is out. But with the Stalker coming out here for MaxPax as well, that really should be the total extent of things. And actually, the pylon is not even going to go down. So the Oracle finds its way into the main base here. Adept is going to run into a full wall, but now there's a shield battery. So this Oracle should not kill the Sentry. In fact, with the shield battery overcharged, the Oracle may die to the Sentry if it is not careful. So there we go. It's going to be forced on out. For now, Adept being annoying, but 2 Stalkers are getting warped in at a time, because this is 2 gate. The Stalkers on the other side of the map, well, they may not get the pylon, but they are getting dangerously close to killing off this Stargate, which is not the biggest of problems, but you still don't want to lose it. And MaxPax just making sure that nothing crazy is happening. He's going to shield battery overcharge. Spam rack attacks to help MaxPax. Okay, so the Stalkers actually, they're just going to get recalled. And MaxPax looks to find a way into the natural. The Stalkers should be there in time. Yeah, 3 Stalkers here. No value. Realistically, single Oracle at this stage in this stage of the meta is not really designed around killing scads and scads of units. So sometimes it happens. I mean, Mac was really good with his Oracle play against Disc, but in general, it's a scouting unit. It has room for worker damage later on, but it's a scouting unit. It lets you establish map control, and should you get lucky or your opponent be out of position, yeah, you'll get 3 to 4 workers. All right, so Creator, his blink is just a little bit faster, but his forge is slower, so his upgrades, again, also just gonna be a wee bit slower here. And oh, that's cool. So notice what Creator was doing. This is a full wall. These 3 gates into Cyber, they do constitute a full wall. And Creator's saying, well, actually, I need a probe out on the map. I want to be able to take my 3rd base. So he forced the hitboxes. He dropped a, I want to say he dropped a shield batteries, I think what he used. But he dropped it just about right here. And it forced the probe through the gap. Ah, thank you, AJ Preto. Or remote. I was not at Katowice, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I wish I was at Katowice. That would have been cool. So now both players getting aggressive here. Creator's gonna find MaxPax's 3rd, and actually Creator's 3rd is a little bit further along, so it's a little bit safer. I don't know that we'd have a recall though, and even still a recall would force a blink. So I think this 3rd base is gonna be, well, actually it's gonna be fine as the Stalkers, they blink on forward. It's going base trading. It's going turtles up, folks. And the probes are getting involved to try to make this happen because both Stalkers blink, both sets of Stalkers blink in. They don't have a blink to defend against the probes just yet. But MaxPax is not pulling his probes. He says, I'm going to be okay with this, but he is losing Stalkers, and Creator is absolutely taking this fight. Sure, MaxPax is, sure, Creator's down workers, but it's base rate. It doesn't really matter. Because now the Stalkers are going to blink on in. Oh, they're going to get a big pile in here. Oh, he's going to delay +1. +1's not going to get up at all. MaxPax is committed so much into this, and also Creator knows that a Dark Shrine is done, which means now he can get an Observer on the way, because MaxPax, even as he was supply blocked, losing all of these units, does open that up once again. But now MaxPax, he's in the main base here. He has 7 Stalkers, so that is going to be something, but we already have 1 Observer out. Immortals are on the way, and while DTs are out, and while they're causing mayhem, it's a wall here. The Stalkers of Creator, they're not really running into these things. So Creator, he's got 22 workers, and sure, he lost a lot early, but he who hits first also hits last. MaxPax down to 5 workers for a second. Now he's gonna go down to 4 and 3. He's got no money, and sure, DTs are good, but Creator, he's on 3 bases. Even if he does lose this 3rd, he's gonna be on 2 bases to the 1, effectively. And man, if you're Creator, you are ecstatic as to how this game has gone. I guess one of the downsides that Creator's dealing with, and downside in very general terms, is the fact that Creator is still walled out. So it's kind of hard for him to rotate around. He does not have a Warp Prism out just yet. So he can't get his Immortals really to bear. And now Creator, because of the damage he did, he's got his +2 on the way. MaxPax is +1, and of course was delayed, but he doesn't have any +2 because he went down to 4 workers. It's going to be a devil of a time for Creator to try to, or for MaxPax to try to bring this game back from where it is. And now the Stalker's going to look to chase the Stalkers of MaxPax. Blink on top, and there we go. DT's just turned into Archons. That's what you want. At least you'll find some fighting potential there as 1 Archon goes down. That's just going to be 1. Stalkers blink backwards. 1 more getting warped in, of course. How many gateways are we at? Looks like only 2 gateways for Creator right now. But I can't imagine we're going to see him move out before he gets a Warp Prism. Maybe he's going to wait for +2, but again, we can't actually show the economic graph because there's no game art. But again, he's been massively ahead in the economic front. Preto, I did the group stages. I did round of 36, groups A, B, C, D, the first 3 days of Katowice. But Steadfast and I, we're doing it from home. Me from New Hampshire, him from, I forget where he's in Canada. Toronto, maybe? No. He's like close-ish to Montreal, I think. Anyway. Yeah, we were remote. I wish we'd been in person. That would have been cool. But also, being remote meant that I could run the production, which I worked very hard on. And, you know, get a shout out from Apollo himself, which was really cool. Apollo didn't tweet at any talent in the tournament directly, but he did tweet at me, which was just like, that was better than getting paid. Although, you know, getting paid is nice. I think it's important. Apollo saying, hey, dude, you did a great job. This is impressive. Well, I'll take that indeed. As now we got Creator's Army moving down the map at 17 army supply up, +2 is finishing now. And there's one Archon. That's the only bit of tech that this army has. It's just going to get popped like a balloon. Just 14 Stalkers is what MaxPax has, and a single Zealot, because why the hell not? Maybe this Observer is going to allow him to snipe the Observer of Creator and do defensive DTs, but even then, I remain unconvinced. The Immortal's looking to run on forward. MaxPax trying to take a trade, but blinking backwards, and now he does not have an Observer. GG, the last shot. Defensive DTs will not be enough. Creator takes game 1. In the upper right, in the red, he's down 1. Looking to tie this up, make yet another finals from Denmark. MaxPax. Man, I love the conspiracy theories around MaxPax. Oh, the reason he doesn't show up is he's actually the Prince of Denmark. And that's why he doesn't want to show his face. Because we can't have that. I don't know. I highly, highly doubt that's the case, but I love the conspiracy theories around it. Anyways, in the bottom left, in the blue, he's up 1-0 off a rather well-handled base trade. For Team NV, Creator. All right, so 2,000 atmospheres, which means once again, this is going to be single gate expand versus single gate expand. Nothing too crazy, but you would think this would be MaxPax's domain. We saw Creator took game number 1, though. I wonder whether Dark and Clem are done with their series by now, actually. It sounds like Dark beat Clem. So it is Dark and Gerald 2-0 to Ratata. So it is Dark and Gerald in the lower semis. But look at this. We got Creator getting a little bit fancy here in this game number 2. He's got a pylon out of the map. And it is Zealot combat. And actually, it looks like, yeah, MaxPax's Zealot does not win this. He's got a Probe and a Zealot on it. And of course, Creator had the first shot, or the first swipe, whatever you want to call it. So Creator, he's got blood in his eyes. He's saying, hey, wait a minute here. Yeah, MaxPax, I'm going to knock you out of this game too sweet. But the pylon goes, or excuse me, the probe goes down. First shield battery goes down. And this first Zealot is low. So despite getting first shot, the Stalker as a solid defensive utility does now mean that it's a little bit harder for Creator to take this fight. Shield battery as well. And now finally we do have shield batteries out for both sides. But one shield battery is going to go down pretty quickly. So it looks like MaxPax should just kind of hold this. Well, there's a Void Ray on the way. It's running over from, it's going to run over from Creator's own base. We've seen this happen on Curious Minds sometimes. But this is not Curious Minds. 2,000 atmospheres is a much longer rush distance. So we're starting to see things just die. And the shield battery is doing a great job of keeping these two Stalkers of MaxPax alive. A third Stalker pops out, and the Zealot goes down. Now, sure, there are shield batteries, but shield batteries also exist for MaxPax. So we're going to see these shield batteries pretty much die as they pop. And the question now... Well, the question now is how good are these Void Rays? Shield battery overcharge does get popped. 3 Stalkers are out right now. And MaxPax, he has canceled his Warp Gate once. Oh, no, sorry. He has Warp Gate. Creator is not going for Warp Gate at all. But there we go. Warp Gate is out on the way. How many gateways do we have from MaxPax? It looks like it will be 3 as the Stalkers are running on forward. There's no energy on this shield batteries anymore, but great body block from Creator, sacrificing a Stalker to keep his Void Rays alive. And now we're going to see see gateways at the front, but this is gateways without a warp gate. That's the big deal. So it's not going to be all that effective as now the Stalkers run on forward. Once again, MaxPax this time, he gets the Void, and we're going to game number 3. in the upper right, in the red. He is the greatest PvPer in Europe. Put your hands together for MaxPax. In the bottom left, in the blue. Taking game number 1 with style falling because his build honestly wasn't all that great in game 2. But for Team Envy, he is Creator. And what is going to happen? MaxPax doing MaxPax things. You know how that one works. It's going to be gateway on the low ground, nothing crazy. But we may see Creator do something that it's kind of in more middle, and second gateway. I was going to say we've seen some Protoss players, some Koreans, start to do single gate expand on the high ground instead of the low ground. And then they kind of give themselves the option of reacting if it's a more aggressive opener to keep that high ground safe, and then if it's not, they just expand on the low ground like normal, and it's fine. But your wall is delayed a little bit, but for the most part, it does tend to work out. But for now, none of that. Is Creator being just a little bit annoying for MaxPax right now, and dropping pylons and MaxPax Zealot on the way, just to make sure that this does not go on too long. There's a period of time where it is acceptable, and there's a period of time where, as the Protoss that this is happening to, you say, no, none of this. Thank you, Kaiser. All right, so we're going to see another pylon go down, but this one should not last all that long. Zealot is on top of it. And MaxPax, Stargate follow-up, but Stargate in the main. So Creator, should he look to get aggressive, he does not have that win condition of, oh, well, you have a Stargate in the wall. I'm going to bust this shit down. Instead, no. Now, Creator, I think he's going to go for a 3-gate again. Actually, no, he's got a pylon on the low ground, so this just may be delayed expand. And MaxPax, for his part, he doesn't quite know what's happening either. His Nexus is rather late. He's not going for a... Technically, these are all 1-gate expand builds, but he's delaying his Nexus heavily to make sure that he is okay. And this definitely will not get in, and we should see Creator. Yeah, he's saving up the money for it. So Creator's actually going to have the first Nexus. Despite everything, despite the theoretical eco advantage that MaxPax has, Creator does have the first Nexus. Not by a lot, but still. What we will see, though, is MaxPax. He's getting active on stuff on the map here, but his Oracle will pop out, and we're going to have to see whether Creator is prepared for it. So he will have 3 Stalkers, which means 1 base will be defended. And there we go. Okay, Shield Battery in the natural, 3 Stalkers in the main. This should batten down the hatches against what MaxPax wants to do, but maybe an Adept confounds things. No, it won't. In fact, MaxPax is pretty, or Creator's pretty okay to say, okay, that's a free Adept. Bye-bye. Dead Adept. And here comes the Oracle trying to snipe a bunch of... Oh, he's going to try to snipe a bunch of sentries. This is a bit of a problem, but there's a shield battery here, so MaxPax will not be successful in that endeavor, and no probes go down, no sentries go down. Again, Creator is in an excellent, excellent spot in this game number 3. But the question now is, where do you... Okay, well, he answered my question. Blink on the way behind this. And then he's got a couple options, because his Blink will be faster. Does he try to commit for quicker +1 as well? Sometimes we see that, although generally the Stargate player gets into Blink, or gets into +1 just a little bit faster, just because of how the money gets spent. Does he go for that? Does he go for a quick third? How does Creator look to leverage this position that he is in? Because he is up a worker right now, and he's in a fairly comfortable position. But MaxPax is adding on 2 gateways. He's adding on a bunch of gateways. He's going up to 4 gates off of 2 bases, and this does not tell us that he wants to go for an expand all that much. No, I think he's going to try to turn this into, if we don't want to call it an all-in, turn it into a timing at the very least when Blink is done. Maybe catch Creator off guard, but Creator's going to scout that there is 1 gateway in the main. He's going to scout the other 2 on the way, and that should tell him, okay, that's 4 gates early. That's a bit odd. Immediately, Creator is going to drop 2 additional gateways of his own. So even as he just tried to take this 3rd base, he will have equal production, and he will have +1 eventually. So He's going to have every possible nice little thing that a Protoss player can have as they move into the mid game. MaxPax just continues to warp in Stalkers, but okay, third base is on the way now. He should at the very least know that he's scouted, so it's unlikely that this is going to work super well, especially on a map like Glittering Ashes, where realistically breaking the high ground is really hard. It's really hard. But okay, now MaxPax running across the map with this, with Blink timing up, and it will be slightly faster than what Creator has. And let's look at the armies for just a little bit. Creator, yeah, he's good on Stalkers. In fact, his army is just a little bit better than what MaxPax has right now, and MaxPax has no warpins. So Blink is now done. +1 is about halfway done. He has force fields, so he has the Guardian Shields too if that's what he wants to make happen. And with the shield battery here, potential for shield battery overcharge eventually. I don't see MaxPax breaking this base, but he's going to make a good old college try at it. Stalkers are falling down. Stalkers are MaxPax for the most part. Sentries look to run on forward. You want to make sure you don't lose those sentries. They got to spend their energy, drop Guardian Shield, but all the sentries, they're actually just going to die. And that is a little bit less defensive utility for Creator for the moment, but he's bought himself enough time now. I think that he's going to be able to get a shield battery overcharge off, and MaxPax shouldn't be able to contest this too heavily, as the MaxPax does have the superior concave for the moment, but nice blink control from Creator keeps him alive. And the longer we wait, the closer we are to +1, the closer to this third Nexus being done, which means the closer to shield battery overcharge and the true end of this rush is Creator. He's getting a bit ballsy, blinking on forward, getting on top of the army, trying to make sure that he can absolutely annihilate MaxPax in this fight. And MaxPax, sure, he takes the fight for the moment, but he's forced to back on up, and Creator once again running on forward. He has superior reinforcements, more blinks, and the only 4 Stalkers remain. Creator, massive fight here in the middle of the map. He's going to try to leverage it yet further. And that +1 is done. And we have a warp prism on the way as well. So Creator will have the ability to warp stuff in, and there's no shield battery here. The advantage that Creator had where he had a shield battery, he had just so much extra HP, EHP in this army that he could leverage. It's not really there anymore. So even as MaxPax is somewhat equal in army supply, we got to remember, it's +1 versus +0. These Stalkers are just better. By just a little bit. And Stalkers on the map, they will find the perspective of a warp-in pylon, so that's going to be dealt with first, forcing Creator to back up for just a moment. And despite everything, we talked about how good this is for Creator. MaxPax does have a 5-worker lead, so if this game goes a little bit longer, well, maybe it's going to be good for the man. But for now, he's got to weather the storm, the blue Protoss storm in this game number 3. More and more Stalkers warping on in, coming on from the flank, although Creator's not going to get too much out of that. And we're going to have to see whether he can get the good angle that he is looking for. Shield battery overcharge does get popped at first, so MaxPax, this army's not going to die all that easily, but Creator, he gets what he wants for the moment. He triggers shield battery overcharge. He still finds hull damage on Stalkers as he warps in more and more rounds of Stalkers. Pylons at home to make sure there's no DT backstab. And now with shield battery overcharge done, it is only 1 shield battery that has energy. So Creator, again, he's up 6 army supply. It's about 3 Stalkers. And with this +1 lead, he's going to try to leverage this yet further. And now he's got a good concave. Probes have to get pulled here because MaxPax is in dire straits. And MaxPax says, okay, now's the time. I'm going to blink on forward under the cover of probes. And the army of MaxPax, it's so low. The Stalkers, they're all orange, they're all red, but they're not dead just yet. And MaxPax is starting to take this fight just barely. His blink micro too damn good. Every Stalker of Creator is red now, and he's got to back up. MaxPax, he holds, but he loses 13 probes. In Creator now, he is the one that has to sit back, has to defend, has to leverage this economic lead, because MaxPax is sure to try to make something happen. But Creator's saying, okay, maybe I got enough. 4th base is on the way. He did not get +2, committing everything he had to that engagement. Committing every single thing he had to try to make sure he could break MaxPax right then, right there, and he was unable to do so. Oh, by the way, Creator's resources lost is very good, but more important, look at how good his blink micro was. Eventually, you just run out of HP in your army, but half of these Stalkers, all the old ones, they're all down on like 11 HP. 1 or 2 Stalker shots from death. Excellent juggling from Creator in that last engagement. Pretty much doing the best he possibly could. But now the 3rd bases have been secured for both players. It's much more difficult to make anything happen. It's much more difficult to really put the hammer and tongs to your opponent. You got to get to 4 bases now. And we're also kind of seeing why it's so damn hard for Protoss players to, or for the game to end before 4 bases, because it's just, even if you have the ability to warp it on the other side of the map, it's just the ramps are there and the chokes are there, and Defender's Advantage is a powerful thing. Well, let's see, Creator, his charge is on the way. It's not yet done. Just gonna have to wait for that for these zealots to pop out of the warp prism, but he will be able to deny the 4th base location for MaxPax for just a little bit. As the Stalkers, they do show up, but again, this is a much more wounded army. So Creator cannot take the fight too hard here, because even if the army supplies are somewhat equal, again, all the Stalkers are 1 or 2 shots from death. And this run by from Creator is not going to find anything. But now Creator knows the charge is done. And it is going to be useful. In fact, he's going to have a +2 charge timing of his own, maybe, as his army continues to grow. Not at the rate MaxPax is, but it does continue to improve. And we're going to see this War Prism. When does it look to move in? I think we might see pressure into the 4th base from Creator as the War Prism runs into the main. But no, War Prism on the way now. And 4 Zealots will be released into the mineral line, and maybe get more. Okay, so it's actually just going to force a recall. So only 2 Zealots will be allowed to stay here. It's actually the War Prism. The War Prism stays alive. And what do we got here on the other side of the map? Zealot run-bys into the 4th base. Not all that successful, and that's not a run-by in the main. Okay, so Creator gets 4 probes for 2 Zealots. Not all that crazy. And with Disruptors on the way, this game is destined to go a little bit longer, which is just how we like it. Late game PvP. Oh, absolutely. Give that to me. Disruptor Wars. Blink DTs all over the map. 5, 6, 7 bases. All of these things are excellent with how I want to see this game get played. But now MaxPax getting aggressive on the map here. He has a decent amount of Disruptors, sitting on 3 Disruptors. And the big deal is this move out has not been scattered. There was nothing really on this side of the map for Creator to say, okay, wait a minute, that's where the army is going. So MaxPax, wait a minute here. These are 3 Disruptors. MaxPax, you're going to blink on top, but no, you're going to blink out to make sure that that does not happen. Disruptor shot from Creator's not going to land as well as the 2 Stalkers on the backside. They're going to be a little bit interesting, a little bit out of position, but that's fine. And MaxPax with the zoning. Of course, his Disruptors arrive later, so we're going to have to see what exactly happens here. Disruptor shot's going to go off MaxPax. Okay, he's got the blink. We're good. We're good. +3 about halfway done for Creator, as well as Creator trying to take this 5th base. And I don't know that MaxPax will allow him to do so. That's a bunch of Zealots, and that should be enough for now, because Creator, he has to defend the other positions. But the Zealots find their way into the natural as well, more and more getting warped in. But defensive DTs are a powerful thing. That's going to be that. Actually, looks like the Zealots will be dealt with for the moment. DTs for MaxPax running across the map, though. And this is where a game gets very, very complicated. Stalkers, they can blink on top of this. 1 Disruptor goes down. It's 2. It's going to be 3. The shots don't go off. And now MaxPax does not have a lot of oomph in this army, but he will be able to kill off the 5th base. And that's actually a kill, not a cancel. 5 DTs with +2. They're a lot of damage, folks. They do a lot of stuff. Hello there, Smash Tomato. Hope you're doing well. Glad you're here. There's 1 Disruptor left in this army from MaxPax. And I don't know that Creator sees it. Yeah, he's not going to blink on top. Not going to worry about it, because there's a very real chance there were Disruptors behind. But now, Disruptor's out on the way. Not going to find what it wants. But even still, it is 8 Disruptors to 3. Like tank count, that is one of the most important stats you can look at in this Mirror Disruptor. Oh, that's a big shot from MaxPax, though. Shots going forward. They're going to trade. But still, 4 Disruptors remain. That was 4 Disruptors going down, though. Suddenly, not as good for MaxPax, but still, this is a 40 army supply lead. Yeah, call it 30. And that means that for a moment, it's a little bit difficult for MaxPax to do what he wants to do, as the shots are going to move on forward. Creator can jump on top of this, but he chooses not to, because you never know where the Disruptors are on the backside. But Creator, he does own the high ground, making it much more difficult for MaxPax to take the fight. And these DTs, well, there's just enough defensive stuff for Creator right now that DTs will not be able to find their way into the naturals. MaxPax now looking to circumvent the army. Cut it off at the pass. But no, the Stalkers are going to find this, so 1 Disruptor is going to come under threat. But yeah, Creator just chooses to back up for now. And ooh, he's going to get detection. With this amount of DTs on the field, that's a bit of an interesting proposition here, as now MaxPax finds his way into the natural. But oh, Stalkers, you made a blink. But no, actually really great micro here from MaxPax. Great splits do mean that these disruptors are not going to get nearly what they would have wanted. But look at this Creator on the backside. He's looking to cut things off again, but there are so many DTs looking to catch this base off. These disruptors, though, on the backside, they should all just go down here. Creator targeting one down, but he blinks back. He does not have the gumption to make sure that that does happen. DT's on the other side of the map. All the detection is down, so this base is dead. I don't believe there's any observers there, and big disruptor shots on the backside. But Creator, he still maintains the supply. It's equalizing, though. It's starting to get closer. MaxPax finding these fights that he wants every which way. It looks like, okay, that's just a single stalker. That's going to go down. Fights every which way, though. Defensive DTs, but there's no detection to make them do anything. Offensive DTs finding value as 12 workers do go down. And just look at what's happening on the map right now. Every which way, things are dying. Supplies are falling. Bases are dying. And everyone's got vision every which way. Stalker's gonna blink on forward now. So some of these DTs will go down as finally there's vision for MaxPax. Finally there's vision for Creator. Stalkers, oh God, that's a blink that you didn't want to do. But even still, 3 disruptors fall. So I think Creator's still going to be okay with it. Okay. MaxPax throughout all of this, he has been up a base. He has been because of the pressure he's put on, he's been able to keep this base alive. And Creator has been, well, MaxPax has been playing whack-a-mole with Creator's bases. Creator's been putting one up, MaxPax has been killing with DTs, and so on and so forth. So if you look at the eco over the last 2.5 minutes, it's been pretty heavily MaxPax favored. After Creator had a lead for a while, Disruptor Shell's going to run on forward. Shouldn't get much of, oh, they're going to get a Disruptor, okay. Disruptor bowling. It's always so hard to tell who has the advantage in that one. But now Stalkers and MaxPax again looking to move on forward. And if we look at resources lost, and actually from a 3k benefit for Creator, suddenly MaxPax is in the lead there, and we should start to see his supply really start to take the advantage on that one. But for now, really it has been in tech more than anything else. There's more detection from Creator. It does fall. Stalkers blink back. And Creator taking the positive trade, but again, well, it is very much about this army fight in the middle of the map. It is also very much about the blink DTs and the Zealots that are looking to harass here. And DT Zealots, they find their way on in. This should be a dead Robo, actually. That would be a really useful kill for MaxPax to find, but Shield Battery Overcharge is going to try to do what it can, and they're just dead. And even as the Stalkers pop out, even as the defensive warpins happen, there's just not enough here. So these Stalkers will die. These Zealots will die. Everything will die. The pylon as well. And suddenly there's not going to be much more out of this. Actually, this depowers 2 Robos. That's a big deal. And a couple Stalkers they warp in, but again, it's 2 Stalkers versus like 7 DTs. It don't really do all that much. So now MaxPax looking to get aggressive with this, moving on forward. Now he owns the high ground. Now he's the one with the supply lead Stalkers. Oh, they blink on forward. MaxPax blinking a couple, then the rest of them, he says, there's nothing defensive behind here. I don't have to worry about it. So many DTs go down, and the Nexus dies as well. We see MaxPax doing what he does best in the late game. He foments chaos, and he finds so much value out of it here as we see the fight happening in the middle of the map. DT's on the north, and actually MaxPax got to be very careful here because there are so many defensive or aggressive, whatever you want to call it, DTs. They can knock down all of the tech of MaxPax in an instant, and even if there is detection, it does not matter because they just do so much gosh darn damage. So Creator getting active on the map, but MaxPax has got a 30 army supply lead. More disruptors where that came from. And he also finds himself up significant base count. He can afford to lose the space. He doesn't want to, but he can afford to do so as the Stalkers. Now they're blink on top of things. They will not get the Warp Prism, but they're going to get a couple of the Stalkers as this base not going to die all that quickly, actually, because Shield Battery overcharged. Shield Batteries are a thing. Disruptor goes, and now MaxPax absolutely leveraging this money from earlier. The Immortal will fall. And there's 1 DT in this army that should go down fairly quickly. Finally, the Zealots, they run on in. Disruptors just knocking down the Archons. The army of MaxPax surrounding from every side. Creator does not have what it takes. And GG MaxPax, he's in the finals.